All right, guys. Today we're going to talk about understanding weight loss. There's many things that are, people tend not to grasp about this, even though how much they're told. Clearly, since America keeps getting more and more overweight, more and more obese, they spend more money every year, but yet everybody keeps getting heavier. And one of the main reasons why I think, we're not going to get to all of them, but one is really the lack of understanding, instant gratification, of course, and people want the results now, when in reality weight loss doesn't work that way. And we're going to explain to you why it doesn't work that way. First thing is, majority of people's expectations are
Too high.
A lot of people will feel like, I want to lose weight now, I want to be 30 pounds lighter by June, I got to get it done now, and I want. Now, the problem is, your whole goal for weight loss per week is 0.5, half pound to a pound and a half. That's what I like to say. Anything more than that, really, you run into issues with your body kind of fighting itself, which we'll kind of get into a little bit later. But that's what you're looking at. And there's going to be some weeks where you don't have weight loss, and that's normal. Weight loss is not a mathematical equation. You can't just subtract calories, and get a rate per week and be like, well, by this time next June, I'll be down 85 pounds. And some people, if that was true, then the body would just die. It doesn't work that way.
You can't expect it to go perfectly either. Just
No.
because you I dropped 4 pounds my first week, 3 pounds the next, I dropped nothing for 2 weeks after that. It's not the end of the world. I mean, you were ahead of the game in the beginning anyway, so you're dropping maybe too quickly. You just have to know that it's not going to go perfectly, and that way you can get over those plateaus even better.
All right, and one thing you have to understand and fully grasp is most people like a reward for their effort. They see themselves eating healthy every day and exercising, and sometimes if they don't see a result, they're like, I want to quit. Well, obviously that's not how life works. You go to the job every day, your boss doesn't go, hey, you're doing a great job, you need a raise every pay period. It doesn't work that way. You might work there for 10 years and never get a pay raise. The bottom line is, you might put in 100% effort, you might get that 10%, 20%. You never ever put in 100%, and you never ever get back 100%. It doesn't happen. That's not real life, and that's definitely not weight loss. A lot of people like to be rewarded for their effort. Sometimes it's that you just have to do it. And this is something to consider too. A lot of people will reach their goal, and then they fall off and gain it back. And why? Because when somebody attaches reward for their effort, and they come to the point where they've reached their goal weight, now they're at their goal weight, now to stay on plan, there's no more reward of a loss. So they start getting a little, grilled cheese here, I might just get good, and before you know it, they're back on the weight again. You have to accept the fact that this is the lifestyle you're going to adopt.
One thing to make sure of it too is be really consistent in everything you do. You'll know what to change. And like with the scale especially, you want to use the same scale, weigh yourself the same time, same way every day. You're using a different scale at the gym, it's not going to read the same with the one at your house. And you weigh yourself at night versus in the morning, it's going to be completely different. And you use the scale number as a tool, it's not the end all.
Yeah, keep consistency. Weigh yourself the same time, same time in the morning, same scale, wearing the same thing. If you drastic times, you're going to have different variations. And is it a big deal? No. But if you're trying to track your progress and see if you need to make an alteration to nutrition or cardio, your way of measurement needs to be consistent. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's no question. And individually wise, as we discussed prior, everybody's different. Male and female are completely different. So don't compare yourself to females. Whole different animal when it comes to weight loss.
Also, what you've done before isn't the same that's going to
do it
now. What
correct.
Happened, I lost 5 years ago, I was able to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks easily. And I was like, okay, well, this time it's different. You can't do the same thing and expect the same results.
Right.
Your body changes.
You're basing your change on the current here and now. If you lost 40 pounds and then you got the 40 pounds off and you yo-yoed back 15 and you tried to lose that back 15 doing the same thing you did to lose the 40, it's probably not going to work. So whenever you make changes, it's always based on the here and now. And it's totally an individual thing. So don't look at what the coworker's doing or look what they're doing or compare. You can ask what they're doing and maybe give it a try for yourself. But if you're not consistent and you're not weighing yourself at the same time and you have poor expectations, you're going to fail.
Also, like maybe your husband can stop drinking beer and lose 10 pounds in a week, and you're stuck eating veggies and protein all day long and you're not losing a thing. So it's totally different for each person, especially male and female.
Right. And then, of course, Fluctuations. Females have a 30-day, hormonal cycle, and I know some females who are on drugs that block, your menstrual cycle. It doesn't matter. The weight still fluctuates. Hormones will still fluctuate. So just understand that you might catch yourself on a higher day. So I like to catch trends. If you're following your trend of weight loss over 30 days, you should see all new low weights every week. Then you're winning. If you happen to weigh yourself Monday and you weigh yourself Thursday, and you might just catch yourself on that higher day where your period is coming, or it's currently coming, or it's a week away, or you have stress. And stress obviously affects weight.
That'd be like a false weight.
Yeah, we call it false weights. When, say, if your sleep pattern's really off, you don't sleep well one night, your weight will be higher. If you're very stressed, your weight will be higher. If you're a week out from your menstrual cycle, your weight will be higher. If you all of a sudden started changing variations of your sodium intake, whether it's dry spices or you find a new crazy spice and you put it on everything, then it's going to be higher. So those are all factors you got to consider sometimes if you have a high weight, and look back at those things and check off. Was I stressed yesterday? Was it a bad day at work? Is my husband or wife giving me a hard time? Are the kids driving me nuts? Those are all factors that sometimes you can consider weight. It's not real weight, it's water.
Just look at that trend. As all that trend is going downward, you're fine.
Correct. Now we're going to talk about something that it might be difficult to grasp for some people, and I'll try to move very slowly. And this is what people need to understand most importantly. Body fat. There's 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So if you want to lose 2 pounds in 7 days, that's a 7,000 calorie deficit of energy that your body needs throughout the week, okay? So that means you'd have to eat 1,000 less calories per day for 7 days to lose 2 pounds. Or, obviously, what most people do, because it's more efficient, is you exercise off 500, you eat less, or eat 500 less, all right? Now, this is where it becomes an issue. Metabolic rate of a male is much higher. It might be 4,000 calories, 2,000 calories. For a male to drop 1,000 calories of calories, fats, or carbs out of a diet of a day, it's not a huge deal. Now, you got a woman who's 5'3", so ideal body weight's 115 pounds, 30 calories per kilogram, 1550, so around 1550 calories per day. She needs to maintain / lose weight around that area. You're not going to take 1,000 calories away from that. You're not even going to take 750 calories away from that. You're not even going to take maybe even 500 calories away from that. Then that poor girl's going to be eating less than 1,000 calories a day.
Kill her metabolism.
Add 500 calories of deficit through exercise, and say you drop, 250 calories off that. So you're down to like 1,300, and you lose 1.5 pounds a week, and that's 1.5 pounds. Now, a lot of times women are like, well, I want to lose more than that. Well, you don't realize that if you have to lose more than that, you don't have much to take away. Unless you're exercising like 2 hours a day, which also can backfire, which we'll talk about, then it's not going to work. That's where that calorie expenditure becomes super important, okay? Super important. So you need both the calorie expenditure and dropping the calories. But the rate of loss can't be substantial, usually in a female, especially who's 5'3", maybe 145 pounds, that's not technically super overweight. If that individual was 300 pounds at 5'3", obviously they were eating a lot of calories to be that heavy. Going down to, say, 1850 calories would probably yield a good amount of weight loss in 1 week, much greater than 2 pounds. But we're not talking about that. Our subject is 5'3", 145 pounds, and 1550 calories is roughly probably what I would start them at to see what happened with no exercise in a week and see what would occur. So as they say, this individual's progressing and they're losing weight and they stop losing weight. Okay, obviously that always occurs because your body tries to maintain homeostasis. It tries to hold on to fat. Fat is energy. Fat is storage for later. Your body doesn't realize that there may not be a famine in the next couple days, so your body likes to be fat, holds on to it. So if you take those calories of 1550, say if you drop 750 calories, now you're at 800. So you're 800 calories a day, and you're exercising 300 calories off, which is basically a 145-pound individual running at 6 miles per hour on the treadmill or on the street for 30 minutes is roughly 275 to 325 calories burned in that time. So now you add that up, and you go a week, and you probably lose 2 pounds. You go another week, you might lose 2 pounds. Another week, maybe a pound. And all of a sudden, you're going to hit a roadblock where the body sees all this energy not coming in, this energy being expended, and the body's fat stores being depleted. Then your body's going to go, whoa, if we continue at this rate, the body's going to perish. So the body does a variety of things to kind of counteract that. Your efficiency of your body starts to adjust. You become, you were a V8, and now you're a Prius hybrid V4. Now it learns how to operate on less calories to maintain itself. It becomes more self-preserving. And when it's more self-preserving, you're in a dangerous category. Because now you got the body into the mode of wanting to hold fat, wanting to store fat, not burn it, and certainly not, expend extra calories beyond. So that is what you have to understand. And I'll explain this real quickly one more time, very briefly. 3,500 calories in a pound of body fat. 7,000 calories is a 2-pound loss in a 7-day period. If you're a 5'3" female, about 145 pounds, and you only have time to exercise, say, 30 minutes per day, 7 days a week, to lose 2 pounds per week, you're going to have to eat very little amount of calories. You're going to be under 1,000 calories a day to lose 2 pounds per week. So weight loss for a female needs to be slower for a variety of reasons. One, your metabolism is going to start to fight you. You don't want that. You don't want to be in that area. You don't want to be in the area of your body being self-preservant. You want to fly under the radar. Two, you're going to be hungry and miserable and exhausted.
Grumpy.
You might get grumpy, and you might get amenorrhea. So those are things you want to consider. Weight loss has got to be slower rate. It's got to be. Another reasons why it's more difficult for women to lose weight is estrogen. Estrogen favors a fat environment. Men have testosterone, very lower estrogen compared to women. Women have estrogen. It favors fat. Okay?
Yes.
It wants it to be. So people on birth control most of the time have difficulty losing body fat. Some birth controls are implicated in gaining weight, but most of them more difficulty losing weight because now you have an exogenous form of estrogen going into the body, and the body can't really change or counteract its own hormones.
It's better if you can get on a low estrogen.
Yeah, like a low estrogen
Yeah.
is usually best. But in some females, it's an obstacle. Some it's not. There's always the exception. And also medications. Antidepressant medications, I don't know, it's like why they're trying to make us not depressed, but yet they make us gain fat and gain weight. And some of them make weight loss impossible. So look at your side effects on your drugs. Don't stop taking them. Don't stop taking them. Check with your doctor, see if there's alternatives, or see if it's even a side effect at all, or if it's even an issue in your life with the medications you take.
Or if you're not 100% on your diet, don't look at the meds first. Do the diet first.
Yes.
And then, when all else fails, then talk to your doctor.
Yeah, these are all clearly provided that you are following everything 100%. But just know that weight loss has to be slow. It's not just a mathematical equation. If it was, you could just take that individual, drop 1,000 calories off their diet per day, and they'll lose 2 pounds every day until their body dies. No. An individual could probably live much longer. That's our dog.
For him.
Much longer than you would expect on 750 calories a day, especially if the food was balanced. The body would just eat itself, probably most likely muscle mass to slow down metabolism.
It has to be strategic.
Be strategic. Be smart. But that's weight loss and understanding it.
Yeah.
We might be all over the place, but watch the video again, fully grasp that because people don't. And if you ever get 3 pounds, 4 pounds of weight loss off in a week, wonderful. Don't ever expect that to continue.
And don't get upset if it stops for a little bit. Just be strategic, change things up, figure it out.
Yeah, because think about it this way. You didn't become overweight in 12 weeks. It was probably years of progressive. It's not like you got 50 pounds fatter in 12 weeks, so it's not going to come off in 12 weeks. It's going to be slow. Weeks of no weight loss will occur.
But it can happen. You can get it off. We've seen it time and time again.
Consistency. Don't be that person who goes, oh, I tried that diet, then I fell off and I got fat again. Don't do that. Just be that individual that goes, you know what? Found a realistic approach, changing my lifestyle, made some changes, and it's been a year, I kept my weight off. Be that person. That person inspires others to do the same.